What's up, beautiful people? A very warm welcome to the Adoration Studios home here in Nairobi, Kenya. A very warm welcome.
Watu wadogo.
We'll be taking you through the Bible Stories show today, episode of the Prodigal Son. I'll be hosting you. I'm Gerald Nyamoya, and my co-host is
Brian Otho, kama kawaida, representing an entire generation. And we want to give thanks and appreciate to our sponsors today. Swagline on Instagram, guys, you can follow them. They've given us these cool t-shirts. We have a cape here, Adoration Swagline. Yeah, so you can follow them. They have a long list of packages of cool t-shirts. We have hoodies, we have capes at a common 1 inch's price. Well, yeah, we will reason together, you know, like the word says, come now, let us reason together.
Yeah, so guys, if you want one of these t-shirts and also many more, you can just holler them on Instagram. Yeah, Swagline. I repeat, Swagline. Yeah, so let's delve into this. Our story today will be about the prodigal son. So let's roll. Yes, so we are going through the prodigal son story, and we are going to get into it. Guys, you need to subscribe, comment also down there.
I mean, like hata sahi unafaa kuona subscribe. Like statistics zinaonyesha guys are watching, but then they're not subscribing. Mbona tunafanyia na hivi? Manze, wacha ni kututesa bana. We are really trying.
Just click the subscribe button.
Show some love.
Yeah, let's roll. So the prodigal son, I believe you guys have heard of this story. So it's found in Matthew 15 when Jesus talks about the lost things. You have the lost coin. We have what lost again?
There was a lost coin. There was a lost son. There is a lost sheep.
Yeah. So we are going to look at the lost son, the prodigal son. So this is just a young guy, just like you and me and us. So let's look at what this guy was made of. What was his biography?
Yeah. So this guy was. That's the knowledge I have. Not confirmed anywhere, but it's just a story. That's why it's Bible stories. We are concentrating on the story. Don't start thinking about where would he live, geographical area. It's not necessary. Right now we are looking at the guy from the story.
And it was a parable. Actually.
Yeah, it was a parable. So you can never know if it was really true. But those who think scholars have identified that it was true. Cool. Let us know from the comments below.
Tell us down there.
So basically, this was a young man. He was a youth. He was from a rich family. The dad clearly was wealthy. He had a father. He had a brother. That's basically the family members that have been mentioned. The rest were servants who were working for the dad. You know, like the dad was rich, so he needed guys who were working in that, you know.
They had like a whole list just for themselves because they had like cattle and stuff, workers, so they had like their own place, you know.
Yeah, so basically that was it.
So let's just take a quick run up through the story now. So the story goes, this guy, okay, it just starts the way he was lost, you know, like he was at home then so according to the Jewish tradition, so these guys used to have a part of the father's wealth, just a part of it given to you as an inheritance. So this guy of ours, just a young guy like us, you know, even I believe you guys know, like in the African tradition, I don't know if it happens with the whites. Does it happen?
I really don't. I wish
in the Europe, but if you have a friend maybe in Europe, just ask them to tell us in the comment section. Tell us. We don't know. Do those guys have inheritance things and stuff? Maybe.
But I think it should be a normal thing. Like if I have a child, I would want them to inherit whatever
you worked for.
Yes, whatever I work for. Because otherwise, if I die, where will it go?
Hey, like any Gen Z's out here, like, man, my sweat, man, you go look for yours out there.
Gen Z's, it's just a mentality when you're in this generation.
Because we're so selfish. Just look after our own selves. Yeah.
So basically, that's it anyway. So it should be normal. It should be normal. Parents should leave some children something.
Yeah. But then also this guy, doesn't wait for the parent maybe to like almost die or just pass away, but then just as it at his young age, like, man, give me my thing, man. Nipatie yangu, I want mine.
It happens. I don't know for you, dear viewer, but me, I think I've ever felt something like that. You reach a point where you feel you need some kind of independence. Unajua, you know, Kenya at 1963. We wanted to be independent from the white man, but you see, you want to be independent. You want to do your own thing. You want to be your own man, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's natural for anybody, especially women. You want your own space. They say two bulls cannot stay within the same within the same point. So someone needs to live, you know. Me and my dad are two bulls. You know what I mean? So yeah, so we can't be, and it's okay because it gets to that point. But now how you handle that is what's important, and that's what we will say about this young man. Yeah. Yep.
So according to the Jewish tradition, as I was saying, so these guys, they used to like give their kids the inheritance, as you're saying, like it's quite logic. It's logical. So but then this guy decides to take his part at a very young age. So actually it was like mockery to the father, because like, I wish you could have died a long time ago so that I could have taken your part, you know.
That's bad.
It's like
nikawa sasa mtoto wangu akuje ananiambia, dad, by the way, tashimiane. Bro, mimi nataka share yangu. Who told you this is your share? Who told you? The fact that I'm your father, you're not entitled to. This is mine. I worked for it. I can decide. None of my children are getting nothing.
No, that's basically what how do you call it? A modern guy will do it, because this son is coming from an arrogant point of view. He's like, coming with his chest like, you know. I want to. So I'm going to quote something from the book, Christ Objective Lessons. So I'm going to quote something. So it's in on page 198, paragraph 4. So I read, this younger son had become wary of the restraint of his father's house. He thought that his liberty was restricted. His father's love and care for him were misinterpreted, and he determined to follow the dictates of his own inclination.
1963 Pro Max.
Wow, I like the way he's finishing by saying he determined. It's not just something that he's like, but then Dad, I think. No, you're not like, I think. When we're doing this, I'm living. It's today. So he decides to go and tell his dad, but then it's quite interesting that his dad was like a cool dad. Do you guys have like cool? Was your dad?
But let me ask you. You know, you've read that he felt like he was being restricted. Could it be that the dad was also some tough guy?
Maybe.
I mean, the man was rich. That tells you that there's something particular about rich people.
Dads, actually.
They're like. If they have a book that rules have been written on, they'll be up to the book. Like, you'll have to do this. They want things done in a certain way because they have succeeded in something. And the process that they have used to succeed was tough and hectic. It had to be based on principle, work ethic, and all these things. So such a person can sound restrictive at times, even when they are not. Out of life, nikijua ukienda hii route utauma nje. So for example, you're oversleeping. The day is long and you're waking up at 11. Me, I'm like, you have to wake up at 6 latest because you're still young. So 6. Sasa unasikia kumbe yeye amekuwa hapo, anajua hii si kuamka 11 ni ujinga. So he wants to take the ujinga out of you, but where you are. My aunt used to do that to me. I used to sleep. Na watch movie hadi 3 am. Alafu nalala, nataka kulala hadi 12. My aunt used to just come. Ikifika 8. Hey! Anaza watu amke hapa. Watu amke, amka hata kama unaketi tu kwa kitanda. Amka.
Once you see your eyes open.
I just want you to wake up. This is madness. What are you doing in bed until now? So I think that some of those things, and you now feel like you want to break out.
So this guy breaks out.
Yeah.
Now his dad is like a cool dad, as I was saying.
Yes.
Like you have those players like, what you want from me, my son? You want this? I'm gonna give you. Napatiwa. Anything for my son, you know.
Yeah.
He allows the son to just go his way. He gives him part of his wealth that he was supposed to be given. And the guy decides he's not going to play home. He's going away.
Far and away.
Cheza mbali. So,
Bali.
So he went to the diaspora. But then our viewers from diaspora, a shout out. So this guy came to your place. He came from Kenya. Okay, something just like home. Now Kenya like home now. Then he went away. So he goes there and this guy turns to a party and okay, I don't know if that's
a 21st century kind of mindset. Party all the way. Friday ikifika unasikia tu I really don't understand what happens with Friday. Ni kama Friday ikifika ni kama wild goose fulani inaishi ndani ya wanadamu. It's like there's this animal that is always just sleeping over the week. Then on it's Friday. So
but there's always that hype on Friday, you know.
And honestly this is my thinking. Africa here we don't really know what Friday is all about when you go to the first world countries. Because there it's work is pro max. So when it gets to Friday it's like a breakout. Ni kama mmekuwa shule, you are locked somewhere, then like you have this day that it's like liberation where you can ni kama kuku. Have you ever kept chicken?
At
then,
home.
So chicken are in some like a area. Then you start calling them because you are dropping some food. Have you ever seen the way they come?
You even feel like you could fly.
Yeah. Now that's what Friday is for those guys out there. And for us here, Friday and Monday, for some of us, Friday and Monday is just the same.
Kuna difference. This guy goes to the foreign land, then he gets so many friends, you know. Yeah. And actually, you know, we were talking the other day, and we were like, when you have money, you're going to have like so many friends. Wengi. They come in numbers.
All shapes and sizes.
All varieties.
Variety. Green, blue, red.
All of them.
Even colors that don't exist, they will come.
Then they are going to show like love and stuff. Actually, I was reading a meme today in the morning, and it was like, what was this lady saying? Okay, so she was saying, your friends, if you remove the road trips, the parties, the outings, if you remove them, man, you're going to remain alone. Nabaki peke yako.
I'm alone, bro. I think I'm alone, man. Guys, I'm alone. Who wants to be my friend? Oh, come on.
You never go for the Upelekagu road trips.
We go.
Yeah, so this guy was saying that if you remove those things, you'll remain without friends.
Oh, yeah.
So at this point, this guy, after partying, then I don't know, there's only something about if you're not disciplined, or if you don't take care on matters finances. Finances are something that if you're not quite disciplined, you don't know, you can't even account for them.
Oh, yeah.
So in this case, for this guy, I know you guys, you can also relate. If you just like, even these guys who win the lottery, these guys, when they get money, you hear that in months, just a year, like 1 million or like 10 million Kenyan shillings, they're done with it. So discipline at this point, guys, let me just tell you, discipline and accounting for your finances is very important.
It's very important.
Very
important. Sure.
Because if you don't account for them, zitaisha na utaanza kutulilia hapa mashida.
Sasa hatuwezi bro, hatuwezi set hatujaomoka bado
lakini
a friend of mine always says if you make wrong decisions, the farthest we can do is say pole. Like, is a job.
We will pray for you. Pray for you.
Even if
we'll pray for you.
Now,
this guy, it happens that the money, that he squanders all the money. Then their friends turn to Murife.
Oh, Murife, stop running. Murife. Today we will say Kipchoge.
Kipchoge.
Just vanish. It's like they have superpowers. They come on and realize too, he does not have money. Then you will never see them. Matters number. They don't have phones. Suddenly they cannot be they don't get online. Mwesikia kitu atisingiangi online. Bro, you received my 2 ticks on WhatsApp. What are you talking about?
Exactly. Ama time na kublu alafu anasema nilienda ku reply data ikaisha kutoka usiku budani komsoto nothing.
Wongo. Hiyo ni uongo.
Nothing.
Ujue ni uongo is a lie, my friend. Ni pesa hiyo yako imeisha bwana. Yeah.
So their friends turn to Mrife. Then they run. This guy is left alone. Now he goes the story goes that he's so broke. Guys, I don't know can you tell us in the comment what has been your lowest point of being broke? What has been, because if I share mine, you'll run. But this guy's brokenness was pro max.
Oh my.
So this guy went and so he didn't have a job. I don't know how this guy even was thinking. See, angeanza like a biashara, angeanza to start up there, then it'd be cool.
You know, when you have money has a tendency of lying to you. You first you start having what's that? A false confidence that you can buy everything. You start buying everything, even the things you don't need, you buy.
So because
you feel
you get into the supermarket, you come with that.
Yeah.
The trolley major, you're just going for one thing.
Yeah. Now that's the problem.
So this guy didn't invest. All his money that he'd been given by his dad, imeisha yote, he has nothing. Nothing. So he goes to the point where he's the only job that is available for him is to feed the pigs. The Bible they call it swine. But do you guys call pig swine? But that word is quite sound.
It's a lot of work.
Swine.
Imagine calling pig swine. That's a lot of work.
It's still English.
Ni ngumu. Hiyo kazi ni ngumu.
Swine.
Hiyo kazi ni ngumu. Imagine too. Pig is very simple, and then we want swine. Like, why am I thinking of calling a pig swine?
So this guy goes and start feeding them. So that's the job that he's given.
Yeah.
So it happens that the food that he was being given, or even the wages that he was getting, there was so little that he even opted to eat the food of the pigs.
Wow. So the swine are just chilling. Bah!
Watching.
Some descendant of Adam is here with us.
Man.
This man. Hey, I think those swine had a really hard time understanding humanity.
So this guy eats with the swines, but then he reached at a point where he's like, home. Would you pig on a life, Adi? The option that you are thinking wouldn't help. You're like, man, this is the only way. I'm going back home.
I'm going home. Home where I belong.
This guy decides to go home.
When you come to that point, you will go do everything you can do in this world, but then Jesus is home, man. Home. They say north, east, west and south. Home is best.
Home is best. So this guy decides to go home. Now, Jesus' pictures are very, I don't know, it gives me goosebumps. I don't know if it gives you guys goosebumps.
So unakwanga na goosebumps.
But there are men out there, guys. This is from me. This is from me. It's okay to cry.
Oh my. Please don't cry before me, because me I will start laughing.
Although when I start crying, you'll start laughing at me.
First I will laugh, then I will tell you Paul.
But then it's okay to cry. You should tell people, what do you think? It's okay to cry, guys. Because I mean, like, right now we have a lot of pressure, and men over time they've been told that they should just keep things to themselves. They shouldn't cry. Men should not cry. Guys, cry, man. Nobody is going to help.
Jesus cried, right? And it's the most powerful thing on earth in the universe.
You can imagine.
So why can't I? Why won't I?
So this at this point now he's going home. Now it happens that the dad was always looking at the way the son left.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Wow. When is my son coming? When is my son coming? So now something happens, but we are going to finish up with that. Then we're going to tell you how we relate to this story. But then just for a second, let's take a quick commercial break. Hi, Guys, welcome back to the second and last part of this segment. We are going to look just penye tulikuwa tu tumewachia, then we finish up this. So we had left it at this guy now is going home. The dad was looking at the road which the guy had left home with. So he used to be like, when is my son going to come? When is my son going to come? Now, the moment he sees his son coming, so these guys, I believe you are quite familiar with the Jewish tradition. So these guys used to put kanzu. I don't know, what's the English name for kanzu?
Like
robes. Yeah. So these guys used to put robes, and you can imagine running with it. So they say, I was reading some scholar who was chambuaing this story. Dissecting this story, and giving us more input into it. So saying that it's quite embarrassing for an old man like the father of this guy, like pulling up his robes, then running. Then Kwaribia, he was a rich guy, so it was quite an embarrassment. Then the fact that he was running after some sort of street kid looking like a guy, it was something that it was not a good picture to look at, So the father runs after the son, but then backwards, just let me take you back to that guy, to that when this son of ours, when he was working at the pig's place, so he sat down and was like, right before when he was making up his mind on how he's going to go back home, so he sat and was like, I need to write a speech of how I'm going to express my guilty and of how I'm going to ask for forgiveness. Then he went up through the whole thing, kasema kaka speech kangu nimekaandika, no, this paper of mine, I'm good. So he went and sat down, he crammed it the way you see like the actors do, shika script, the whole thing. Then it's like, no, read. So he had taken his time to told his dad how he's going to be sorry and stuff, how he doesn't even need to be like just be redeemed and like just go back to the way he used to be. He just wants to be given a job because his job ilikuwa hivyo maana. So nataka tu. So it's like, actually Jesus also tells us that he pictured how the servants to his dad, they were eating quite well, even better than him. So he was like, nipatie to your job, me adistaki unichukue like your son, just give me that job. So when the dad, now back to where they are now meeting at the road, even the guy before is like, with the dad denyewe chorea tu story, chorea, because he was like a young guy like me. He was like, me I'd be like, mzae chorea manze, looking down, mzae chorea. But even before he was like asking forgiveness from his dad, his dad was already hugging him and crying.
Have you ever been hugged by your own father?
No. So yeah, now that's just about it. But then something else happened, but we'll cover that in another episode. Now comment and tell us how you relate with it. But now let's just go into what are we getting from this whole story. Okay, it is a beautiful story of a guy who left home, life him beat, things have gone south for him, and now he has to come home and his dad accepts him. We in this generation today, okay, me, this is how I feel. We are so selfish, actually, as we were talking earlier. We just realized that kwanza sisi ma Gen Zs, the Gen Zs guys, man, hey, it's all about me. You can live your life, because I believe you guys have seen how people are posting on their status, on their TikToks, on their Instagrams, they are like, I only care about me, because okay, it's not even apparently, actually people are suffering in the hands of their own friends, in the hands of their own family members and stuff. So they're like, man, I'm just going to look after me. But I came to realize that it is a devil's deception. In deception ya shetani. Like you don't have to depend on anybody. It's just you and you and you and you. Because it even started actually in the garden. What do you think about that?
Well, it's a good observation. It's a problem with humanity. when you feel like you are empowered, you start feeling like you are self-reliant. You can rely on yourself, and most of the time, this is my conclusion. It's not been done anywhere. I don't know if it has been, but if it has been done, kumbe I'm that good. Yeah. So this is what I'm thinking. When most of us we think we are so good. We don't need people. Then when the things that we are doing hit the wall,
now that
people the people who suffer are the people we did not want to get involved with. They are the ones who pay for our own stupid choices. In our world of comfort today, everything may look nice. You thriving, everything is, you don't need anyone. But wait,
actually on that, it happens that we are only looking for our own solutions in times of trouble.
Yes,
we are not looking for we are not like talking to people.
We are not talking to people.
That's why we are encouraging you, dear viewers, should always talk to people.
Yeah, and that's
don't
why
keep things to yourself.
and we are racing with other people. We are racing. I'm very sure the young man, even in his time, probably, you know, Jesus did not give the whole thing, but you can now apply it into different situations. I think that's why Jesus left it for example, now I'm looking at the young man. What was the setting then? Probably there were other, because his father, a rich man, had many friends who were leaving their homes and going and living alone. Yeah, their dads were not giving so much thought. I used to have friends who were like, you know, my dad doesn't even come to my bedroom. He does not really care so much. Then anipatia tu pesa, mimi naenda, I do my own thing. He does not. So those are dads who are not even involved in their children's lives. Then there is this one who is like, you, my son. Yeah, he's still at home.
You're random.
I'm still with my son. But why don't you let your son to go? No, I still want to see my son. I want to be seeing him. He comes to your bedroom and is like, son, you need to sort out this. You're like, but he's looking out for you. You get? So probably those are some of the things that this guy was seeing and zikamchocha.
Yeah, actually also we also refuse to admit our own mistakes, you know.
Yeah.
Like the way when you do something wrong, then somebody's like, whatever you're doing
it's not right.
Good. Yeah. So like, leave me alone. Just as you were saying earlier, it's me, like it's my life, I do what I want, guys. But then we have a moral conduct, you know? and
a moral compass.
Exactly, per se, actually. Which directs us on what we should do.
Yes.
Which directs us on what we should do.
I can also add, applying that in our situation today. You go to social media. You listed some social media sites. You go, you see how people are posting some nice stuff, and then you feel that they are, even when those things are wrong, you feel that now, like, everybody is doing it. Probably it's just okay. You are at your home, you feel like all your friends are moving out, so you also feel
like moving out.
You also want to move. You also want to move out even when it's wrong. So I think that's something that we need to think about, dear viewer. Think about it.
Yeah. Also, I was feeling like we as Christians, we are discontented by what God has given us, by the Christian living, basically, you know. Like, we are so discontented with it, to the extent that we're like, actually that's I'm alluding to what happened in in Eden. So these guys, they had perfect lives. They didn't have any problems. They had never tasted what pain or what being just feeling bad was all about. Whatever we are feeling today, Adam and Eve in the beginning when they were created, I said they'd never felt any kind
soft
of
life.
Soft life.
Acha hii yenye tunajichochanga nayo hapa.
No, theirs was a perfect spot. Soft life. Sema kitu kingine.
Sabuni, geisha. Geisha soap. If you're bathing with geisha soap, no. There's geisha soap, and then there's the other one. This one that has 4 corners. Imperial. Imperial hizo ni soft life soaps. No. Okay. Let's just forget about
this guy. You're going somewhere.
Let's just forget about this.
So this Adam and Eve, they had soft life, you know. They had never faced any challenges in their existence.
Yeah.
But then the devil came and challenged them, guys. There's knowledge, you know, of good and evil. So they only knew good, but they were not well acquainted with what evil was all about. You get? So they decided to feel, to know what evil was all about, which God had protected them. Not actually in relation to what happened with that guy here. The father was protecting him because he knew the world was so tough, was so unwelcoming, you know. And it couldn't be well for him actually at his young age, you know? Because if he had reached the right age of like going out, even you would have not heard of this story. But then since the guy was young and he was like, man, I gotta go, I need to leave this place. Now this is what we need to learn from this story. So like now Adam and Eve, since they only knew the good stuff, they were only protected at with God. So evil, the devil comes in form of a snake. Then he tells them there's also knowledge of good and evil. You should also know what evil is all about. And since they decided, they actually chose to. They were not forced. They chose to know what evil was all about. Now that's why we have all these challenges that we have today, like sickness. Ladies, you're not supposed to have the labor pains and stuff, but you're feeling it due to the sin that those guys did. You get? So us as Christians, as I was saying, we need to protect ourselves. As in wherever we are right now, it's okay. But the guys, najua, let me know. A Gen Z to Gen Z talk. Actually, a Christian Gen Z to Gen Z talk. Guys, I understand that we see our friends out there. They are rocking nice clothes. They are going to all these parties. They are like, when you follow them on Instagram, they're like, man, asis wanajibamba. Then there, an Adventist guy, you're like, hey, you should not take alcohol, you should not smoke weed, you should not have immoral sexual behaviors. But then your friends are like, they're even good with it, they're even singing songs about it, you know. You're like, guys, let me tell you, guys, if you go and maybe just secretly investigate how their lives are, men, asi wako kwa mess, better us. Asi wako kwa shida. Achana na, you know, I'll show you the good side of me, but you don't know what's happening at my back right now, you know. So let's just be contented with what we are given, you know.
Being contented is very important, because then you will not be insecure about stuff. You see, most people are, for example, people are not being affirmed. You see, one of the many problems. That one we will be discussing more to contemporary issues on the perspective. But now that it's been brought up, when you're not affirmed, you feel an emptiness. You have an emptiness of affirmation. You need to be affirmed. You need somebody to tell you uko fiti. So most of us, because we are not getting the affirmation, we are not affirming our friends. If somebody has done something good, we are not telling, hey bro, that one was nice. That was you did well. You know, hata kama kuna reproof, even if there's like hapo ungefanya hivi, but affirm that their efforts are good. They did whatever they did was good. You know, the good ones, give a hand. You know, but sasa tupeani. So where do I want to get this affirmation from? I go to social media, I go to the world, I go to people who at least they are proud of whatever I'm doing, even if it's bad. No. So at the end of the day, it starts from somewhere. I'm not saying that the prodigal son was not affirmed, but his curiosity. Now you see, you can be affirmed, but that does not say that you will not be curious. You will be curious, and what you should be careful about is your curiosity. Eve was curious about that. Was curious about knowing evil. My friend Mimi, if we go to heaven, and you tell me at there's a new kuna form bro, I know what form is.
Baba tu zitakuwa zikienda.
Utakuwa unaongea hivi unapata ni shadow yangu imebaki hapo. Zone.
Yeah, so guys, just let's be contented with what we have. So you're saying about
so as I was saying, being contented is important. And curiosity is fine. You can be curious, but be an investigator in your curiosity. If it's my dad, for example, if it's a case of blind. Eve, if Eve thought about it and be like, this is now the serpent telling me this, let me go back to God, let me go back to Adam, nimwambie, yo, you said this, but there's a thing there that is telling me this.
Exactly.
If you go to Facebook, yo, you people are telling me this, but let me first go back to my father, my family, or the Bible, if you would have confirm it, and confirm if whatever you guys are telling me is okay. Yeah. And if your conscience is clear, do it. If it's not, wachana nayo. Yeah.
Wow. So now, how are we going to apply this whole thing to us? So as actually you are going in the right direction, that whatever discontention that we have, if you feel it's okay to feel like you are not okay wherever you are, but as you had said, you should do it with a thinking, with a from a thinking perspective. You know, like just don't rush into conclusions.
Yes.
Then also we should always look up to God. If the prodigal son would have looked up to the father, you know, tungekuwa kwa hii shida.
Yeah, true. I think we also lack information. You know, there's a verse that says, my people die because of lack of knowledge, you know, wisdom. If I want to move out, may I first ask the question? I go to my folks. Wao ndo walitoka kwao kwa kwanza. Si my parent yeye alitoka kwao. Sasa tuko kwake. Ala muuliza bro, ulitoka kwako, ulitoka kwenu. How was it for you? What are some of the things you've learned that I should be?
You could have been in a better position.
Yeah. And sadly, I also didn't. I came to realize,
kumbe.
But good thing, I give credit to my aunt on this one and my grandparents. You know, these people, they send you, they tell you to budget, wanakupatia 50 bob na hatuna pesa nyingine, wewe enda ubudget, ununue sukuma, ununue I'm like na nini iko, wewe panga na hiyo. So it built something in me, but let's not negate the fact that when I was moving out, I should have, you know, like said them down, yo, I'm moving out, made on about life on my own. What are some of the things? What are the advantages? What are the disadvantages? What are the things that I should watch out for? You know, just get information. It won't kill you. Perspectives matter. You need to know what the other person's perspective is all about.
Oh, very important. So guys, it's I believe you have learned a lot, like I personally have learned.
Yes,
we've learned a lot from this story. So we should always be contented with our Christian lives, guys. If you don't know Christ, guys, tell us, comment on the comment section. Then we could lead you to Christ. So in conclusion, guys, we should accept our sinful natures and accept God to. Let's just, as you had said earlier, let's just talk to him, you know. He'll forgive us. So guys, in conclusion, we should accept that we are sinful, just as this guy. Okay, the fact that he left home, went and squandered all that the father had given him. When he came back, the dad was like, man, my son, come back. Then he was just reinstated to the same place that he had been before. So this just tells us that our Father God, he loves us, and we have so many witnesses out there that can tell you, man, I did a mistake. I was a Christian before, I went astray, I did all this stuff, I went into alcohol, I did all these bad things. But when you come to God, you'll feel that forgiveness, feeling that you'll feel back, you'll feel accepted and redeemed, you know. So yeah, I think we should just go back home. If you are you've gone astray, you went away, I mean, like, home is best.
Home is best.
And Jesus, our superhero.
Yeah.
Man, that guy, yeye alitutetea kwa mzee.
Yes. Yeye alitutetea kwa mzee bana.
It was like, I'm going to die for them. And he died for us. Actually. Yeah. He died for us. Yeah.
I'd say also Yeah. So the part where Jesus comes in, our superhero, of course. It doesn't matter what you've done. There are so many people who've done the worst. You've done any sin that is deemable as the worst. Like somebody will tell you now, you need to just go to hell immediately. You have a certificate. Where you don't have the bus fare. Wewe uko na certificate already. Certified hell what? Hell citizen.
When you went to
Wewe ukiingia huko shetani hafai kuwa consulted. Like the devil doesn't need to be consulted. This person should be no.
Only home.
Just come. We are not alluding that there is hell. It does not exist anyway. That's just
that's a whole
picture. So it doesn't matter what you've done. What matters is, are you able to notice what you've done is wrong and have the intention not to do it again, and come to the one who's willing to take, whom you don't know is willing, but has said is willing already to take you back. And that is what Jesus is doing. He's offering free salvation. Nobody does that. Not our parents, not our friends, not our wives, not our girlfriends. No one does that except for a God-loving person like Jesus, because humans will take you back, but they will always have this clause that umeona mtu amerudishwa kwa society, lakini unasikia be careful. That person, you know, he was a rapist.
Na ametoka tu jela.
Sasa we need careful. We can never be sure.
Actually, that's what basically what it is about.
Like umepatia the certificate, you have been baptized, you have changed your life, and clearly the reason why those people did not live in prison, the government did not live, because they saw clearly you've changed. But when you come back,
people are they're going to look like
this man raped. We cannot be sure about it. But you see what Jesus does.
You are mine.
I think
you're mine.
Jesus says you are his. And before even you start talking your things and start apologizing, his arms.
Shakupe a hug, man.
My son.
Yeah, so guys, it's been real. That was the Prodigal Son episode. I believe you've learned a lot. Kwanza, us as young people, you are making so many mistakes out here. We are making so many mistakes here. But there's hope on this side of Christ, right?
Yep.
So guys, comment down there. Tell us if this story affects you and what you think we learn from it, how you relate with it, guys. Tell us down there. Also, as we had said earlier, subscribe, also share with your friends, and I'm going to see you on the next episode, guys. So
kama kawa, what do we say?
Ciao.
Peace,
people, we are out, manze.
Ilikuwa sawa.
Ciao.